I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Sean Perrin. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm excellent, my friend. It's a great pleasure to connect with you at this time. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Calgary, Canada, and we're actually having summer-like weather right now, which is really bizarre for December.
But yet to be celebrated, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Like you, I'm a podcaster, and it's something I started a couple of years ago to sort of feed my own wishes for a Clarineat podcast, which is I'm a clarinetist, so it was something that I was looking for and couldn't find and thought I'd start myself.
That's wonderful. Now, the name of the podcast is Clarineat, right?
Yeah, it's sort of a play on words. So it's Clarineat, the podcast of new and neat things for clarinet.
Love it, love it. Now, are you a neat kind of guy, though?
Yeah, the word neat, I wasn't sure to use it at first because it's not really translatable into all, countries, for example. But I thought that, neat things, I don't know, sort of playful, and I just went with it. It's better than clarinerd.
Well, there we go. So who did you learn the skill of playing the clarinet from?
The clarinet, that was over many years of being in school music band programs and, my teachers through that. And then in university, I did a degree in music performance where I studied with the principal player of the local symphony.
It sounds as though you have fun, like listening to the podcast. And, well, again, I'm not too versed with the clarinet and the history, but whoever you were interviewing, wow, like you knew the music, you knew the history, you brought the game on the clarinet.
Yeah, I try to create something that's engaging for the audience. So I do a lot of research generally before meeting with the guests and really trying to know their story and draw it out of them on the show.
So how has the podcast impacted you?
It's been fantastic. I've gotten to travel significantly to various events, and oftentimes that's been funded and supported by the community, which is great. This past summer, I was in Clarinet Fest in Orlando, which is it brings clarinetists from all over the world, and there's a vendors where they show equipment, and you get to watch a ton of concerts and yeah, I've met a ton of great people and experienced some really incredible conversations with people I never even thought I would get to meet, let alone sit down to and talk to for an hour or an hour and a half. It's been great.
That's wonderful. How soon before we can get your CD produced?
I've actually got a CD out already. It's called Dream Songs, and you can find it on Spotify and iTunes. And it's the music that I arranged for clarinet and marimba.
Oh, that sounds excellent. Now, is it available on YouTube? Anything on YouTube?
There's a couple live things on YouTube, but when we get off the call, I can actually send you a track if you want to throw it in.
Oh, that would be sweet because in Trinidad, our region, we don't get Spotify. So, yeah, that would be really, really cool. I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll send you a download code to get it for free.
Oh, sweet. The power of a conversation. There we go. Oh, that's wonderful. Tell me, why will you continue to repeat the skill of playing the clarinet and as well podcasting about it?
Yeah, the clarinet, it's always just been something, it's just kind of become a part of me, and I hope to always be able to do it. I really realized how valuable it was for me last year. I had a bit of an injury on my hand and I couldn't play for almost 6 months, and it was really a kind of wake up to what it means to be able to do that. And also the podcast, it's something I'd like to continue. At some point you may need a break. It gets to be a lot of work. I can't imagine with you. You've done 1,200 episodes this year or something.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Yeah,
that's a lot. But yeah, it's a lot. And but it's been great, and I hope to continue it as I have the chance to talk to more artists and people of interest and different musical questions and answers and things like that.
It was wonderful. Amazing audience. Did you see what he did with his voice there? He actually is tuning his voice while he's speaking. Pretty fascinating stuff. Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, he's tuning his tones. That's great. He's doing it naturally as well. He didn't even realize he was doing it. That's pretty amazing. I've heard some voices, my friend. I can pick up a few things or two.
Heard a lot of voices.
I've
You have a
heard a
great
lot.
voice, by the way.
I
For
appreciate that. I
it's
appreciate
very
that.
relaxing. I checked out about 4 of your episodes. I will listen to more.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Definitely. Well, do tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I've worked really hard,
Hmm.
just towards various goals, and one of them being the podcast, and it's definitely paid off. And it's something that uh, you know, I think that it really contributed to success with various aspects of my life as of late.
How does that make you feel?
Good. I enjoy working on my projects and my goals. I think it's really a valuable part of being alive is finding things you want to work on and putting your energy towards it.
At the time of this recording, how old are you?
I'm 31.
Wow, you sound like 22. That's intriguing. Wow, that's intriguing. It must be the power of the blowing, right?
Not sure I'd put it that way, but I suppose so. Yeah. No, music is very enriching, though. In that way, you're right.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Suggest to someone out there why they should do what you've done, Sean. By, you went in there, you started playing the clarinet, but you didn't let it stop there. You've now become the writer of history via audio, right? But you've become the writer of history now by interviewing and capturing so many other conversations. Why would you suggest other people do that, be it in their own realm of their life?
Yeah, I think that music has a lot of value for anyone. I always say to my students that I meet, because here we have some places that have mandatory band programs, and a lot of times the kids are sort of whining about having to play music, and I just say, look, I mean, I've never met an adult that deeply regretted having learned music. So just try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but you'll never have to look back and wish that you did. So I think that music can really be a great thing for anyone in their life, and everyone listens to it. It's one of the main starters of a conversation is, who's your favorite band, But as far as podcasting, I'm not sure it's for everyone. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of perseverance. But if it's something that you're interested in, yeah, by all means.
Love it. Well, amazing audience. We are live again with Sean Perrin. Again, he is the podcast host of Clarineat. Do check that out. Is there any other place you'd like people to connect with you, Sean?
Clarineat.com is the main place. That's the website for the podcast. And again, it's neat, Neat, not net. Clarinet.
Wonderful. Clarineat. Well, Sean, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Sean, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I had to think about this one. I would have to say it's sort of dancing along, like as a child, sort of spinning around for some reason to, of all things, the music of A Flock of Seagulls, the song I Ran. We had it on vinyl. I'll just never forget the spinning of the blue disc in the middle with this little white music note. And actually, I still have that vinyl.
Wow.
I no longer have a record player, but I don't know. There was something about it.
How old do you think you were?
Man, it must have been like maybe 2, because I think we moved out of that house when I was 3. So I'm surprised I remember it. I don't know. I must have been a little older, though. I'm not sure.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I still have a soft spot for 80s music. I'm a big fan still of a lot of 80s bands. I don't know. I guess I didn't realize it, but it probably had some sort of influence on my, enjoyment of music.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
You are a keeper of history.
I suppose so.
Yes, you are. No, you are a creator of history. That's fascinating. You still have it, you said, right?
I actually have the exact same copy, yeah.
Wow. And no, you're the individual that is creating the virtual edition of a record for others to be able to access, which is pretty intriguing, right?
It is, full circle.
Boomerang, I like to say.
Boomerang, yeah.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
12 was before I discovered my favorite band, which is Radiohead. So at that point, I wasn't really listening to typical music yet. I actually would spend a lot of time listening to various soundtracks and just being fascinated with the way the melody could be used in so many different ways. And the big one, for some reason, I was really always listening to is the James Bond soundtracks, the various versions. And I don't know, there was something about the melody being used in so many contexts that was really thrilling and interesting. And I listened to those albums for many hours, which is a little odd, but that's what it was.
Yeah. Love it. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly. Are you ready, Sean?
I am.
Sean, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Maybe not an individual, but through teaching, I guess they are receiving my skills.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Nope.
Do you believe in God?
Rather not answer, but probably it causes let's leave that one.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yeah, I would be surprised if people didn't.
And do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
It depends on the day and what I'm currently interested in on Netflix.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer, more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It depends on the day, but usually pretty close to 8, just with the work I do with the podcast and stuff.
If you, Sean, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
I love this question, but I need to think about it more. It made me realize that it's a pretty good thing to sum up your life in one sentence. Like, Steve Jobs would be sort of think different, but I want to think of mine longer, and maybe I'll send it to you an email or something.
Yeah, that's really cool, my friend. I appreciate the fact that you thought about it. That's great. Well, Sean, this has been a great pleasure, my friend. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, thank you so much for having me on. I mean, if you're interested, check out the Clarineat Podcast. It's not, there's some episodes that are of interest to all musicians and people, but no, I really appreciate you having me on, and I look forward to checking out more of your interesting show. Great concept.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. Sean Perrin, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.